Nice. I just got a sub 20 second solve, aka a solve that is under 20 seconds. Now, in cubing, this is pretty difficult to get, and a lot of people struggle getting past this part. So here is everything you'll need to know to get sub 20 as fast as possible. A few prerequisites before I'll get into the tutorial. Number 1 is you must know full intermediate CFOP. This includes intermediate cross, intermediate F2L, and at least 4-look OLL and PLL. It's not recommended that you only know 4-look last layer. I'd go for 2 or 3-look last layer, so full PLL or full OLL, or full OLL and PLL. Final prerequisite, make sure you've got a good speed cube. Cubes like this just won't pass to getting sub 10. Even if they're stickerless and look like a speed cube, you're probably not doing your full potential. So I'll go over a few recommendations, more in the description. If you're on a tight budget, I'd go for the Dian Guhong Pro Plus Maglev, link below, but overall this is going to give you the best performance for under $20. And if you don't have a budget, these are my two favorites. This is the Weilong V11 modded by me. It's on my Etsy, and I basically took a poll asking what everybody wanted in the perfect speed cube. This is the result. It feels fast and tactile. This is the second result. This one is smooth and controllable. So whichever one of those turning feels sounds better, go for. So for reaching sub 20, here are some general splits. That means how fast each step should be, and this will help you know how fast each step should be. Mind blown. So for cross, I'd recommend 1 to 3 seconds. 3 is the absolute maximum. 1 to 2 is what you should aim for. For F2L, I'd go for 8 to 12 seconds. 8 is what you should aim for, but 12 is still pretty good, and you could get a sub 20 with the 12-second F2L. Then for OLL and PLL, each step should also be 1 to 3 seconds. I'd aim for 2, but if you're using something like 2-look last layer, 3 is more reasonable. Alright, so part 1. Only use muscle memory. This is extremely important, and basically what that means is look at a F2L pair, and be able to solve it blindfolded, only using your muscle memory. You should no longer be relying on intuition like I taught in the tutorial. You should basically be able to execute it like an algorithm. So just remove all pauses and drill a bunch of pairs, solving it super efficiently and blindfolded as fast as possible. This will be super helpful. Now, once you've got that down, you're ready for Lookahead. Now, you'll actually slow down your solves. I've got a full Lookahead tutorial, but I'll give you the basis of it. What you want to do is slow down your solves so you don't look at the pair you're solving. So what I'll do is I'll start solving this pair, and I'll be looking around the cube. So I'm doing moves and looking around the cube as I'm inserting it. And I watch how pieces move around, so I know my pair before I've even seen it. This takes a bit of practice, and again, full tutorial up here actually. Now tying into Lookahead, backslotting is pretty important. So if you don't already know backslotting, I've got a full tutorial, but what you want to do is solve pairs into the back, like this, instead of having to rotate to solve it into the front. How this helps is it not only stops rotation, but let's say you only solved pairs in the front. Now, this is all you can see. You can't see anything back here without looking back, and this will just make Lookahead super annoying. Keyhole is also something that is pretty important. What this does is it solves slots almost inverse of F2L. It's pretty hard to explain, which is why you should see my full tutorial if you don't already know it. But say I have an annoying case like this. Using Keyhole, what I can do is I can move the entire cross, insert this piece, and undo the cross. This creates a bunch of new solutions, like something like this. And it's just super cool because it can make some pretty bad F2L cases good. And if you have two pieces that you want to keyhole, you can use Pseudoslotting, which is a part of that tutorial. And basically, what I can do is I do the D move, which actually solves a new slot, just a D move away. Now, I can pair this up and solve it a D move away. It's pretty cool. Now, final thing where I'm just recommending you a tutorial of mine. Go to this one. This teaches you how to make bad cases better. I'll just show you, I think there's like 45 really creative solutions for cases where you have an edge or a corner in the wrong slot. So, take a look at this one. This needs to go all the way over here, and your corner needs to go in here. Usually you do this and then rotate to insert, but I teach to fluidly just do a intuitive solution to basically solve that in the back, which sets up much nicer than what I was trying to do earlier. Now, finally, if you are on last layer and you have a case where you need to rotate to be able to solve it, don't rotate, just do U moves. So this case, I would do this solution, which isn't from this angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this rotation with a U move. It's super simple and it makes your solve so much faster. Alright, so here is an example solve just to show you what a sub 20 solve would look like. So what I would do first is solve the cross. So using my intermediate cross tutorial, I would see that these two are basically a D move away after I do this move. So I'm going to do an F and a D, which would solve this. Now I'm going to remember all that for inspection because I can't actually do anything yet, just pretend I'm inspecting. That, let's see, wouldn't affect any of these pieces. That's great. How I would solve these is I would move this down, move this on top of the bad piece, like you've learned in intermediate cross. You move bad pieces on top of good pieces, which allows me to solve both of those in one move. So that looks something like that, super efficient. Now I'm going to use some Lookahead here. I immediately see these two, which from my make bad cases good would be solved like that. Now I'm going to use some of that make bad cases good by doing some weird solutions like that. I'm backslotting and then this to set up for OLL. How I like to do this is by doing a U move instead of rotating. I'll do my solution, and now we're on to PLL. I'm going to do a U move instead of rotating, and then I'm going to do the JA perm, and I'm done. So I'll put how to get sub 20 into 6 bullet points. Muscle memory, Lookahead, backslotting, keyhole usage, fixing bad cases, and fewer rotations. That's basically everything you need to know to be sub 20. So I like to never keep you here too long with an outro, so just check out my Etsy and get yourself a great speed cube, and I'll see you later, maybe at one of those tutorials.